Hello everyone, welcome to my channel once again, The Meta Place, the hub for leadership gems and resources. We'll be having a second episode on the leadership conversation. Today we'll be looking at top skills for emerging leaders. What are the basic skills that any aspiring leader, emerging leader should possess that would be necessary on their leadership journey? Firstly, would look at self-awareness. Recently I think self-awareness has been a buzzword, but it's beyond being buzz. Self-awareness is the real deal. Every leadership journey starts with self-awareness. Like we said last week as well, leadership is about you, it starts with you. So what is self-awareness? It's majorly about your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your behavior, and your actions, your in-depth knowledge of you, and how you make your decisions, what informs your decision making, and how it affects other people. As an emerging leader, an aspiring leader, and even a leader, you must be grounded in self-awareness. You must know yourself to the T. Self-awareness is a journey. You don't just wake up, oh, I'm self-aware, so I do not need to reflect anymore or know so much about myself. I already know everything about me. That's not true. It is a journey, and it involves a lot of daily reflection on your behaviors, your emotions, and what have you. And so what are the things you can do that can help deepen and strengthen your awareness? Feedback is really important. As a leader, you should continue to seek feedback from your superiors, your subordinates, your colleagues, your team members, and ensure you act on them. You also need to be grounded and anchored, rooted in your purpose and your values. We spoke about values last week. Your values must be your guiding light. They must be the bedrock of every decision you make. So as a leader, your values must be clear, defined clearly, and you must ensure to live by them. This will help when challenges occurs. You would be able to stand by your values and ensure that you live by them. So as a leader, you must work on your self-awareness, and reflection also helps. At least take about 5 to 10 minutes every day to reflect on how your day went. That helps you look through your daily activities, your emotions, your behaviors for the day, and connect the dots. Remember, leadership is firstly about you. The second skill I'll be talking about today is communicating with influence. This has to do with connecting, inspiring, and aligning your team, people towards a common goal. Communication is the bedrock of leadership. I would say communication is like the water that nourishes the garden of leadership. Leadership lives or die by the quality of your communication. And how do you get to communicate and influence people? How do you influence people through communication? Firstly is by listening with empathy. Empathy, basically they say, is putting yourself in other people's shoes. Listening to understand, not to respond, not just hear, paying full attention, reading the non-verbal and verbal cues of your team members. Also, communicating with clarity and confidence. Making everything easy to understand, and confidence and conviction in what you are also saying. And this stems from self-awareness as well, understanding who you are, what the vision is about, and communicating it simply in simple terms to your team members. I would always say communication is like the water that nourishes the garden of leadership. Leadership can either live or die through the quality of your communication, and there is no influence without communication. How do you communicate with your team members? It's by influencing by authority, by your title, by your position, or by your way of life. How you communicate instructions to them, inspiration through instructions. So as a leader, you must ensure and be conscious, and that is how self-awareness is also connected to communication and influence. When you are aware of how your behavior, how people experience you, how the things you say rubs off on other people, you are extremely careful and conscious of how you communicate things to people, information and all of that. So how do you also work on your communication skills? One of the things you must focus on is always ask the why questions and tell the why questions rather than how. There's a saying, he who knows why is better than he who knows how. When you ask questions, curiosity, you understand the category, the type of people you're relating with, you're dealing with, your team members, their persona and all of that. It aids how you communicate to and with them. The third skill is strategic thinking. One thing that differentiates the leader from every other person is the big picture. Can you paint the big picture in such a way that your team members are willing to follow you? How do you connect everyday activities into the big picture? There's a quote by inspirational leaders that says, if you want to build a ship, you don't drum people together to start getting woods and all the materials. Just paint the picture of the immensity of the sea to them. That alone is enough to propel them to build the ship, because there's something they are looking forward to. There's something motivating them to go all the way to build the ship. So as a leader, you must ensure that you are continuously aligning people together through purpose. You must be strategic in your thinking. It also helps you when opportunities and when challenges and issues arise. The big picture is very important. You are the visionary, you're the one holding the vision, you're the one in front. Every other team members are right behind you, following you. So you must continue to chart the course strategically. So remember, strategy turns intention into impact. So as a leader, strategic thinking is very necessary. It aids impactful leadership. And lastly, influence through trust and not authority. People should naturally be willing to go with your instruction, to follow your instruction based on the trust they have in you. Knowing with the knowing that you're leading them to a safe space and a place that is clear to them all, not because they want to get paid or they are afraid or they are fearful or you're trying to manipulate or coerce them. So one of the things you have that your communication helps you to helps you with is trust, building that trust amongst the team, whereby people genuinely follow your instruction, they believe in you and they are ready to follow through. Okay, as I bring this to a close, always remember to reflect. How am I leading? What do people experience when they relate with me? It's very important. What are people saying? Are they seeing the bigger picture? Who am I? Do I know myself enough? So as a leader, you must ensure you are consistently asking yourself questions. Remember, leadership begins with you. And I would leave you with a quote that reflect on throughout the course of this week. Leadership begins with you. It grows through others and lives beyond you. And so what does that mean? It's simply legacy. And so you must also continuously ask yourself the question, what legacy am I leaving behind? Thank you for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. I'll see you this time next week. I will be coming with another leadership gem resource. Thank you and have a good week.